Welcome, everyone, to day 4 of our 21-day meditation journey together. My name is Linda Taylor. I'm again going to be your MC tonight. and would like to welcome all of you, especially if you're new tonight, and let you know that if you would like a review of what we covered in the previous 3 days, you all can always watch the recordings on the website, or we want to encourage you, whether you're new or not, to join the breakout rooms at the end of the program. And that's how you'll be able to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher who can help you understand what you may be feeling and answer any questions that you have. Yesterday, we learned about 3 subtle energy channels. We also learned how to raise our own Kundalini energy and give ourselves a subtle protection called a bandhan. We also gave some simple instructions how to meditate on your own at home. We'll be reviewing all of these things again today. But today the focus will be on actually clearing these left and right channels with a technique that is very simple and that I'm sure you're going to feel the effect of. We'll have 2 different segments of guided meditations with 2 different presenters. We'll have a video of Shri Mataji. We'll have, again, live music. Today, instead of Indian classical music, we're going to have some Western classical music. And then at the end, we'll have a chance to either listen in on our live Q&A session with the presenters, or as I said, go into a breakout room. All our sessions are recorded, so if you miss one, you can still keep up. We expect the session to be about an hour, and after that you can stay. Just to remind you, Sahaja Yoga is always free. So without further ado, let's bring our presenters on, and I'll ask them to introduce themselves, and we'll get to know them a little bit. So first of all, we have Gurinder. Hi, Gurinder. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Gurinder. I come from Vancouver, Canada, and it is such an honor to be here with everyone.
Okay, thank you. We also have Wendy from LA.
Hi, yes, you already know I'm from LA. That was my big line. Yes, and I'm just thrilled to be here. And I've been meditating for a very long time, and that's my very favorite thing. So being able to share it is one of the great joys of my life.
Thanks. And then we have Kristine Kirby.
Yes, I'm Kristine, and I'm here in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm going to be playing some Western classical music for you on flute, on a Western flute. You think you've heard some Indian flute music before. I'm going to be playing the classical Western flute, the metal flute, and I'm going to be offering music by 2 composers. The first piece is going to be by Handel, and the second piece is by J.S. Bach. So 2 Baroque composers, some of my favorite music, actually, in addition to Indian music and other styles. So hope you enjoy.
Kristine, could you just also explain why we've chosen these 2 composers for today?
Yes. So the composers of this era, these 2 composers in particular, are said to, their music is said to express the pure qualities of the left and right channels that we're going to be talking about today. Handel's music is particularly beneficial for it, helping to express the left side qualities of compassion and intuition and inspiration. And J.S. Bach's music is, most people feel that it's effective for the right side channel to help us express the qualities of dynamism and responsibility and leadership. So you'll have to see if they affect you that way. There's a lot of variety in their music, so I'm sure there's a lot of variety in the way it affects you and in the way you hear it. So, but yeah, so see what you think.
Okay. Yeah, we wanted to give you that introduction now because as we move through the program, Kristine won't be explaining that. We'll be just going through the flow. And our goal is that by the end of the session, you're going to be in an amazing state of silence and inner peace. So let's get started with Gurinder.
Yeah, I have been practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation for many years, and today I'm here to share some of my experiences that might help you in your journey within. And yesterday, Steve covered about our subtle system, and he talked about the left channel, the right channel, the center channel, and the qualities of our left side, right side. So our focus today is to go to the next step and to learn how to balance our left channel, right channel, and central channel. And that's what we are going to do today. So let us get started. What we will do is we will do a guided meditation where we will balance our channels, and then that will be followed by a small video clip from the founder of Sahaja Yoga, and then that will be followed by a flute recital by Kristine. So let us bring ourselves in this present moment. Let us be comfortable. Whether you're sitting on the floor or on a sofa, just be comfortable and try to keep your back straight, and both your hands, if you can, rest it on your lap facing upwards. And let us just close our eyes. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to disconnect ourselves from our past, everything that happened in the past, and the future. Whatever we plan to do later on, we want to disconnect from that so that we can be in this present moment. So let's just close our eyes and let us bring our attention to our breathing, and let us slow down our breathing by adding a gap in between. Like we take a breath in, then we pause for whatever time is comfortable for you, and then let it go and take the breath in, take a breath out like that, with a gap in between. So let us start that. You can do it at your own pace, and we'll do it about 2-3 times, and it will help us to be in this present moment. So I'm taking a breath in, and I'll hold it. And now I'll let it go. And then again, stop. Now I'll take the next breath in. And I'll repeat this 2 more times. So now you can open your eyes. And another new thing that we learned yesterday is the process of raising our Mother Kundalini and tying a knot at the top of our head. We do that 3 times, followed by a bandhan of protection around us 7 times. And we do this in the beginning of every meditation and at the end of every meditation. So let us begin with that. And if you do not remember, it is very simple. We have our left hand in front of us, in front of the base of the spine, where we have our first chakra. We take our right hand and move it the left hand. And then we take both our hands like this to the top of our head and tie one imaginary knot. Bring your hands down. Second time, repeat. The right hand goes around the left hand, and we follow our left hand. When we reach the top of our head, we tie two imaginary knots. Bring your hands down, repeat. And the third time, when we reach the top of our head, we tie three imaginary knots. And this is a way to express our pure desire that we want to have a union with the divine power. So this is the process called raising our Mother Kundalini. Now we'll start with the process of giving ourselves the protection of a bandhan. So take your right hand few inches above your left hand, move it on the left side, left shoulder, top of your head, right shoulder, all the way to the right side and bring it back the same way. And we do this once for each chakra, and we have 7 major chakras or energy centers. So we'll do 6 more times. Start from the left shoulder, top of the head, right shoulder, and come back the same way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is something we do in the beginning of our meditation and at the end of our meditation. So let's get started with the new thing that we are going to learn today, which is how to cleanse and balance our channels. So let us begin by balancing and cleansing our left channel. And it is very simple. Let your left hand be on your lap. Take your right hand and point it towards Mother Earth if you're sitting on a chair. And if you're sitting on the ground, then you can just put your right hand on the ground. So if you like, you can close your eyes, because when we close our eyes, our attention comes back inside. And here we have to use an affirmation or a prayer, and we have to say it from our heart. And it is very simple. Let us say, Mother, please remove all the imbalances of my left side into the Mother Earth. Mother, please remove all the imbalances of my left side and put it in Mother Earth. You don't have to say this loudly, you can just say it in your heart. But the important thing is that you have to say it from your heart, as if it is the most important thing that you want. And then you get the results immediately. And let us remain like this. Let us try to bring our attention to the top of our head, where we have felt either cool or warm energy coming out. So let's just, in a very relaxed way, just bring our attention to the top of our head. And if any thought comes to you, just do not follow your thought. Just forgive your thought. As we want to get into thoughtless awareness state, we do not want to follow any thoughts. And when you begin to feel a gentle, cool energy on both your hands, then it means our left channel, our left side has been balanced. Mother, please remove all the imbalances of our left side and put it in Mother Earth. So this is how we balance our left side. Let us bring our right hand back on our lap, and now we will together balance our right side, for which we will raise our left hand like this, with our hand pointing the wall behind me, and our right hand is on our lap. And from our heart, we will say another simple affirmation or prayer. So let us say, Mother, please remove all the imbalances of my right side into the sky element. We have to put all our heart into these affirmations and prayers that we say. Mother, please remove all imbalances of my right side into the sky element. And now slowly let us bring our attention to the top of our head. and be relaxed. And when we begin to feel a gentle, cool energy on both our hands, then it means our right side has been balanced. Also, we'll feel much relaxed and peaceful. Mother, please remove all imbalances of my right side into the sky. Let's bring our left hand back on our lap. So this is how we balance our right side. And now together we will balance our center channel. So with both our hands on our lap facing up, let us say a prayer from our heart, affirmation from our heart. Mother, please bring me in balance. Mother, please take me into deep meditation. Mother, please bring me in balance. Mother, please take me in deep meditation. Let us use our right hand to express our desire to the Kundalini Mother inside of us, that we want our Kundalini Mother to rise and come to the top of our head. So we will use our right hand. We'll bring it in front of our base of the spine, where we have a Muladhara chakra. And also, if we can bring our attention at the base of the spine. And what we are going to do now is we will raise our right hand, take it up to the top of the head, and we will follow our right hand with our attention along the spine. So let us begin. From the base of the spine, we will start to move our right hand slowly up. And we will also do that with our attention. Move our attention up from the base of the spine, inside our spine. And slowly we'll go up like this. And in our heart, let us say a prayer. Mother, please rise and come to the top of my head. So we'll go all the way to the top of our head. And just hold our hand like this, few inches above the top of our head. Let us repeat this 2 more times. Bring our right hand back and start again. Mother, please rise and come to the top of our head. Repeat. Mother, please rise and come to the top of our head. And this time, let us hold our right hand at this place for a minute or two, and also maintain our attention in this area above the top of our head. Let us bring our right hand back on our lap and sit in this state of silence. Where we do not have any thoughts. We are aware of everything, but all the thoughts are gone. Mother, please take us into deep meditation. Let us maintain our attention in the area a few inches above the top of our head in a very relaxed way. Mother, please bring us in balance and grant us deep meditation experience. If any thought comes to you, just forgive your thought and do not follow your thought. If you have your eyes closed, now you can open your eyes. So this is a very simple meditation that we can practice at home every day, where we balance our left side, our right side, and the center. And it helps us to get into that thoughtless state. And we begin to feel the cool energy on our hands and on top of our head. So let us maintain this meditative state. And we will repeat the first two steps of raising our Kundalini and giving ourselves Bandhan. So let us do that together. So left hand towards us. Start from the base of the spine. Right hand goes around the left hand. Bring both the hands to the top of the head. Tie one imaginary knot. Bring your hands down. Repeat. Second time, two imaginary knots on the top of our head. Third time, three imaginary knots above our head. Followed by Bandhan, which we do 7 times. So start from the left side. We move our right hand from the left hand over the left shoulder, top of our head, right shoulder all the way down. And then we bring our right hand back the same way. So this is once, 6 more times. So just maintain this meditative state and see how you feel inside. And you will find the difference from what we were before this short meditation. So let's move on to the next part of our program today. And we are now going to watch a video clip, and it will be followed by a flute recital by Kristine. And this video clip, in this video clip, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji, talks about some of the changes that take place in us after self-realization. And she is trying to explain our value that how important it is and how important our value is. So let us now maintain this meditative state and watch the video clip.
This spirit, when it manifests, it also gives you a state which we call as collective consciousness. It's the state by which you become, again I say become, it's actualization, it is not just talking. You become conscious collective, means you become conscious of another person's centers on your fingertips. You also become self-aware. You know about yourself, what centers are catching, where are we going. Like a person who becomes mentally upset, he doesn't know. Till he becomes mad, goes to lunatic asylum and dies, he does not know. But in Sahaja Yoga, immediately you can find out that there's something going wrong with your mental side. If a person gets into cancer, he might get into the state of galloping cancer, about to die, then he may discover that he has got cancer. But in Sahaja Yoga, if there's a little imbalance, immediately it shows on your fingertips. And if you know how to do it, how to correct it, then every problem is solved. So as I told you yesterday, yoga has double meaning. Yoga means union with the divine. That's one. And the second one is the expertise, the deftness, what we call in Sanskrit kaushala. You must have the deftness, how to handle this all-pervading power that is flowing through us, how to understand ourselves, how to understand others. That's an important part of Sahaja Yoga. First of all, a little light is enlightened. You get the experience of the spirit to begin with. It's an actualization. But then you must make it grow. Christ has given beautiful parables explaining this, the sprouting of the seeds which were thrown on the rocks. Some were thrown in the good soil and some were neglected. We find that every day happening. Thousands come to my program and then I find some of them are lost in the rocks. Some of them are wasted, but some of them become huge big trees to give shade, joy and support to others. We have to change this world. How are we going to change this world? This horrible. The only way is that we have to change ourselves. That's the transformation just waiting to happen. It's nothing that I'm doing about it. I really tell you, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. I'm just waiting to get it. You just catch upon it and you get it. I may be just triggering it, but you can trigger it also. So one has to understand that you have to be honest to yourself. You have to be fair to yourself. You have to understand your value. You must know your worth, that you are a human being created out of small things like amoeba from carbon. And today you are sitting here as human beings. You must be something very special. And this special thing has to become that thing which will make you understand what you are. Only thing, you are not yet connected. Only thing is that you have not yet felt that divinity within. We are all potentially divine. We have to just feel that divinity within us. But as a result of that, you are such a powerful personality, power of love. We have never used power of love. We have only used the power of hatred so far. Power of love is much above power of hatred. It can engulf all hatred, can just suck in everything that is hatred. It's very simple. Very simple methods are to be put. Only you must have desire to get transformed. Now the third thing that happens with self-realization is that you get a state of peace, of bliss, and of joy. When the Kundalini rises above the Sagya Chakra, you become thoughtlessly aware. It's called as Nirvichar Samadhi, thoughtlessly aware, where there is no thought in your mind. If you want, you can think. If you want, you can think. But if you don't want, you can be in that state where you don't think. Actually, it's maddening sometimes the way man is thinking, morning till evening, yarns after yarns, useless things, a joyless pursuit. But when this thinking stops, you are above the thoughts. I would say, to give it a simile, that the waves of thought come and go away. Another thought comes and goes away. We are jumping on the cusp of the thought all the time. Supposing we can just get in the center of the thought, that is the present. If we could stop at the present moment, then we are not worried about the thoughts. Like the waves of water, if you are in the waves, you are frightened of that. But supposing you are in a boat, then you can see the waves and enjoy them. In the same way, what happens to you that you jump up to a higher state of existence through which you see the thoughts. If you want, you don't want to see, you need not see. Now the thoughts that you see also are very wide and deeper, where you get inspirations. That's why, as Dr. Warren has told you, that your creativity improves. You can become tremendously dynamic because your time is not wasted in wasteful thinking. You just know this is it. This is the exact. This is what we have to do. And that's how people get rid of many of their problems of mental tensions. There's no tension at all. You don't have any worries. You just see the thing like the witness. You become the witness of the whole drama. When you are in the drama, you think you are a part and parcel of the drama. Sometimes you weep with it and cry with it. But when the drama is over, you realize it was just a drama. I was not there. In the same way it happens to you, that you achieve a witness state. It happens to you. Even if you want to get involved, you cannot. You just cannot get it. That's how you can solve the problems better, because you are away from the problems. You can see what the problem is, but when you are in it, you are upset, full of tension, worries. And sometimes people get so upset with it that they commit suicide when they find no solution. But if you are away from it, then you can definitely solve the problem. Now this witness state has to grow within you gradually, with little understanding and with little meditation.
Kristine, oh, we can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Amazing vibrations. So if anyone's still wearing your glasses, we can just take those off. It's very restful to take the glasses off. And let's just close our eyes, sit with our hands palm up in our lap. The vibrations are very cool on both hands. This is how we know we're in balance. Let's see what we're feeling on our hands. Sometimes we can feel at the beginning and sometimes not, but let's just see what we feel on our hands. And we just watch without judging it from a little distance. Now let's bring our awareness very gently inside. For this meditation, there's no need for an intense focus, so just a relaxed focus, and bring our awareness inside and watch what's happening. We may feel very joyful, very quiet. There may be thoughts or feelings. We may have physical discomfort. That's not what's important. The power comes from watching. So we'll just step back and see what's going on inside. Now we can take our right hand and place it on the floor beside us towards the Mother Earth, or just point it towards the ground if we're sitting in a chair. And we're going to focus our desire as a group on having a very light feeling inside on our left side channel, on our emotional channel. So here we can say, Mother, I am not these emotions, and not these memories and conditionings. I am pure spirit. Let's say that to ourselves. Now let's desire in our hearts, all of us together, because there's power being together. Let's desire to really grow in our ascent, in our journey as seekers. Let's desire together that we all grow as one and support each other vibrationally. In your heart, as if your heart could say the words. Ask for it. If you ask to grow, if you ask to strengthen, you will. Now let's bring our right hand up, put it palm up in our lap. For a moment, let's just focus on our breath. Breathing normally, we'll just watch our breath as the air goes in and out of our lungs. This is a nice way to relax the heart. If it helps, you can breathe a little more deeply, a little more slowly. So now we can take our left hand, bend at the elbow, and point our fingertips towards the ceiling. And let's desire, as a group, all of us together, to find peace. To allow the silence, to support each other in the silence. Let's say 4 times or so to ourselves. Mother Kundalini, you are the doer. When we're ready, we can bring our hand back down, palm up, keep our eyes closed, very relaxed, no concentration, just relaxed. Now let's step back again. Keep our eyes closed. Just a little distance. As if we were watching ourselves from above, sitting in our chair. If there are thoughts or feelings, we can just let them pass. So we have a tremendous opportunity to ask together, to establish, to really grow into our self-realization. So let's desire as a group to establish this Kundalini in us, to transform together. So let's guide the Kundalini with our right hand in the central channel. Let's just guide it up 7 times. See if we can feel more energy rising within us. It might be subtle, but you might be able to feel it. And when we do the last time, let's just hold our hand above our head and see if we can feel the energy. But more importantly, feel the chakra above the head. We can take the right hand down and try with the left hand also. And it's always nice to finish a meditation with abundance. So let's do that together 7 times. First, it feels a little mechanical, but eventually you'll feel the vibrations being drawn as a protection around you. Very lovely. So if we can open our eyes, I just wanted to say very briefly about how this balancing, how this works in our daily lives and how it helps us grow. It's one of the greatest tools in Sahaj. It's a tool. Don't fool yourself. It's something new, and it's something we need to learn to do, and we have to be very kind with ourselves, very patient, and let it establish. So we have a daily habit, possibly many of us, we swing from our thinking side to our emotional side. Sometimes we're in the center. So maybe we begin by planning. We plan a goal and it doesn't work out. So we react from our ego, we react. And then we're very angry at ourselves or hard on ourselves. And we swing from our planning side into our left side, into the emotions where we feel down or bad. So we all have a tendency, we spend more time on the right side or the left side, but we all swing a bit. So this tool, this meditation, what it's going to do for us, it's going to make the swinging less. So we might start swinging very widely. Egomaniac to deeply depressed. My ego's in control. Now I'm so down. And we start swinging less and less and less. And we become more centered all the time. This is our goal. And all we have to do to attain it, to achieve it, is to get up each day believing we can grow and change. That's all. So I'll leave you with that little inspirational idea. We're going to go back to Linda. She's going to have some announcements, and please stay for them.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Kristine and Gurinder. I hope you're all feeling blissed out, quiet, balanced. So if we can stay in this state as much as we can while I share some information with you and some tools. So first I want to tell you about what's going to happen tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to talk a little bit about the chakras and their qualities. So so far we've talked about the Kundalini awakening and the spirit and the 3 channels, and now we're going to get into the qualities of the chakras. So please come tomorrow for that. Then on the next slide, this is to remind you that it is really helpful to meditate at home in addition to this collective meditation that we do in the evenings. So if you can manage to find a place to meditate, even if it's just for a short time, and go through these steps, there's a handout, and I'm going to show you in a minute where you can find that handout. So, and just in the same simple ways that we've been demonstrating in the last few days, it's just as simple as putting your hand on top of your head and raising it up and just being there for even 5 minutes. You'll see a difference. Now, we mentioned yesterday, but every day between now and Thursday, we're going to remind you that on Thursday, we're going to do this technique called foot soaking, and you do need some things for it. So I'll just go back 1 second. Yeah, these are the various things. And so, and what we're going to be going for is to be sitting in a chair with our feet in some salt water. So one thing you need, and this is why we're giving you advance notice, is the dishpan. So that's pictured on the next slide. And you can get these at, any, lots of places, grocery stores and or online. But hopefully we're giving you enough time to get one that you don't use for any other purpose. So we're going to be filling this with water. And we're also going to need some salt. And that's quite a lot. But it's basically table salt, regular salt, not Epsom salt, table salt. And we're going to be putting that salt in the water to make a saltwater solution like the ocean. Then we're going to be getting ready for it. We have with us the other things that we need, which is some kind of a towel and rinse pitcher and the salt you've already put in. Go ahead to the next one. Then we're going to put our feet in, and we're going to be going through this, of course. When we do it, we're going to be sitting for 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, we're going to rinse our feet with the fresh water. That's why you need the pitcher or the tumbler of water. Then we're going to dry our feet. And after that, we're going to rinse out the bowl into the toilet and not, as I said, use it for any other purpose. So these are the things you need. So please get them ready for Thursday. We wouldn't take so much trouble telling you all this if it wasn't really worth it. It's a very simple cleansing treatment, but it's very powerful. So, and once we start doing it on Thursday, we're going to actually do it every single day of the course, and hopefully you'll do it the rest of your life because it's incredibly powerful. Next, I want to tell you that if you're not already in one of our WhatsApp groups, in the chat, you'll see a way to join that. That's how we can communicate with you every day, remind you, and inspire you. And now I want to go to our website, which is where you'll find the handouts. This is also where you may be joining. And if you're not already, we can go to the website now. The joining links are there. So if you scroll down, you can see to join on Zoom or YouTube. And then in this section here called recordings, there's some accordion folders here. And let's just go straight to day 4, which is already open. And here are the new handouts for today. Actually, the meditated home you had the other day, but the new one is, and you're going to click on it and you can see what this actually says, which is this clearing of the left and right side, and with a graphic about how to do it. You can, of course, watch the recording again to go through the steps if you're unsure, but this handout is there if you're more of a visual learner, and this is a way to remember what to do. So please do use these resources on the website, and the recordings are there. As soon as we finish today, that day 4 recording will be there. And then all the resources are compiled in the resources section, so you don't have to go folder to folder. You can just find them all right here. All right, so now we're going to get into our Q&A, our live Q&A with the presenters. But you also have another option. And we really do encourage you, now that you may be starting to feel things, or perhaps you're not sure what you're feeling, you may have questions. So one of your options is to ask for a breakout room. And for that, you can see that there's in the Zoom, there's someone called Breakout Room Help. And you can send a chat to that person, and they will assign you to a breakout room to meet with a Sahaja Yoga teacher. So that could start right now if you ask for it. Give it a little minute or 2 or 3 to get them set up, to get you set up with someone. But this is where if you want to review, if you miss some classes, if you feel like you don't need that, then no need. But we would recommend, if you do have any questions, especially of a personal nature, it might be good to go in a breakout room. Otherwise, if you would like to ask a question of all of us, you can raise your hand in the chat in the Zoom way. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can just turn on your video and raise your hand like this. So I'll ask now the presenters to come on, and I see we have a couple hands raised. So we're going to see what you have to say and try to answer. Christine, you might have your audio. We're getting that. So I'm going to mute you in the meeting. Somebody could mute Christine. And I would. Okay, I'd also like to say that I see, some of you have been asking questions every day. So I hope you'll understand that we're going to give priority to people who haven't asked any questions yet. So let's get started. Nikki, I don't think you've asked a question before. Can you please unmute and turn on your video and let us know? You're still unmuted. You're still muted.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, firstly, I just want to thank you all for creating this beautiful space and sharing this. It's incredible. It's very much needed, and it's a good reminder. My question, I have 2 very short. First one, I just want to know why you mentioned not Epsom salt for the soak that we will do on Thursday.
Okay. Wendy, you want to say?
Sorry, I can't hear.
Sorry, having some little technical problems. It's because what we're really doing is creating a mini ocean in our foot soak bucket. So since salt is in the ocean, this is ocean salt. It's very powerful if you're near the ocean and it's not freezing winter ocean. It's the most cleansing thing, but we can't do that all the time. So we do this water and salt in the bucket, and it's very powerful.
I see.
Okay, and what was your second question?
So my second question is in relation to the Kundalini, raising it. And I just want to know if there is any connection to astral projection or having the ability to do it. Are you able to do it if your Kundalini is open? Or I don't know if you are familiar with that or would have any knowledge, or if there's any relation to Kundalini and astral projection. Thank you.
Wendy, please continue.
Yeah, actually, oddly enough, this is something I don't talk to people about. When I was a child, I used to have this thing where I would astral project out of my body. And for me, I didn't really like it. And I was able to get that under control. So all I can do is just explain to you how Shri Mataji talked about astral projection. It's not a very grounded thing to do, and it's actually can be dangerous to leave your body. A little bit dangerous because this is what happens with little babies sometimes when they pass away, is that somehow they're called out of their body and then they can't make it back in. That's what SIDS is. So anyway, I personally find what I love about Sahaja Yoga actually is that I feel grounded and that I have a more normal experience. And I know as seekers, sometimes we really want to experience all kinds of things. It's exciting. and it makes us feel that we're, it excites our seeking. But the truth is that there are some things that are really positive and really good for our chakras, and there are other things that damage them. So I personally, I don't know, Linda, how you feel about it, but I personally believe astral projection is not actually part of being in the central channel. It's not centered, but Linda can probably add a little more.
Well, all I would say is that you can achieve incredible heights of spirituality when you are here in the center. There's no need to leave your body. So in fact, by being more in your body, you can go to greater depths. So maybe we'll leave it at that. All right. So now, Satish, you have a question?
Yeah, greetings everyone. So one question is on Bandhan. It was mentioned today that we have to do 7 times, and Gurinder mentioned that every time you go up, you have to tie for the first time 1 time, second time 2 times, third time 3 times. Can you clarify?
Okay, Gurinder, would you like to clarify?
Yeah, hi Satish. Thank you for your question, and I'm sure like it will help everyone. So when we talk about Bandhan, like we did 2 separate things. One was raising the Kundalini, which was 3 times, where we tie 1 knot the first time, 2 knots the second time, 3 knots the third time. So this process is called raising the Kundalini. And the Bandhan process is the one where we start from the left side and we go all the way to the right side and back. So this process has, we do it 7 times, 1 for each energy center inside of us. So does that explain it to you? That
So 7 times starting from the left hand, or each side you count as 1 side? 7 times 1?
Yeah, 7 times starting from the left side all the way to the right side and back. So this completes 1.
Okay, got it.
Then the second time like that, we do it. This is the second time complete, and then the third.
Sure. And raising the Kundali, like when you knot in the above, so
Yeah.
like you go up, then first time 1 knot, then again you come down.
Yes.
Second time you do 2 knots. Likewise, you go last 7, you tie 7 knots.
No, third time we just tie 3 knots, and
that's it.
That's the end of raising the Kundalini process.
Oh, okay. Looks like I got mixed up between Bandhan and I was doing like almost 7 knots, and I was thinking you're going very fast. And I was thinking, what's going on? Anyhow, I got clarified.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both together.
Yeah, there's a handout also on this. And maybe one of our tech team folks can post that handout in the Zoom chat as a PDF. You can then study it. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We'll be doing it every single day at the beginning and the end of the class. So you'll get plenty of practice.
Sure.
All right. Thanks. All right. So Lori, if you don't mind, I'm going to skip over you because you've asked questions every day pretty much. So let's give others a chance. Jeannie? Hi, can you unmute?
Okay, I got it. Okay, thanks. I had a question. I've done Kundalini meditation in person before. And when I did it, I felt a cooling you were talking about, and I felt the difference, but I didn't do it for a while. You know, I kind of fell off. And so I'm trying to get back into meditation, and I didn't feel it. I've been trying, since this began. And do you think I should do something else to get more deeper and to relax more? Or do you have any suggestion?
sometimes it takes a while to feel it. Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to answer. Let me ask Kristine to answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Jeannie. I think just give it a little more time. It's very common in the beginning. I'm not sure what other system you were doing, so I can't really speak to that. But it's not uncommon for it to take a little while for our nerves to become sensitive to this subtle energy. So a lot of times we will feel the effects of it before we actually feel the energy. And some kind of, for some people it can take quite a while. So that's really very common. I would not worry about that or feel like, there's something else you should be doing. Sometimes I know there's a tendency to get a bit goal oriented. I think in our society, we want results, right? The things that we're mentioning that you may feel this, you may feel that, it doesn't mean that if you're not feeling those, that you have somehow failed in the meditation. I think that's something that is really important to emphasize. Everyone has a very individual experience. And the other thing is, the Kundalini, by its nature, is not going to force anything. So it will take its time. It will take however much time it needs to nurture the system in such a way that, that it can support this movement. I think that Raul was explaining last night about how the Kundalini will come up and then come back down and work on particular chakras to strengthen them. So that's always happening. And again, so I guess the emphasis from my point of view is, whatever you're feeling, it's not wrong or anything like that. And it will come on to, the cool breeze or, something that's very noticeable or profound will come on to you maybe at the least expected moment. So, and it's also very early in the process now. So just stick with it and, you're going to get there. You're going to get where you need to be.
Okay, thank you.
Jeannie, what? Oh, Chris, good afternoon. Jeannie, one thing I would recommend is that you request to go into a breakout room, because then someone can actually work with you on your vibrations, and at that point it'll be more individualized, and that might help you to feel it perhaps sooner. All right, Aurora? Hi. Can't hear you yet. There you go.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
First, I want to say thank you so much for returning me to Sahaja Yoga. It's been a really great and knowledgeable experience, even though it's only been a few days. But before, I wasn't gaining any knowledge. I would just meditate. So I really appreciate this, because I think this is going to balance me very well. The other thing is, so what's the difference for feeling a cool breeze with your right hand or your left hand over your head?
Okay. Wendy, you want to take that?
Yeah. A lot of people, it takes a while for people to feel vibrations. Sometimes in their hands, it's kind of like you'll feel tingling in your hands or just a little something in your hands. It's kind of like a waking up process. And because it has to do with this chakra here, the throat chakra, on whether or not the vibrations flow into the hand and you can clearly see it. It can also mean something else. If you feel a lot of more cool on one channel than the other, it may mean that you need to work a little bit and give a little TLC to the channel where you're not feeling as much. And if you...
I'm doing like this and I'm feeling a cool breeze, as opposed to doing like this.
So if you put your hand above your head, and this is why Shri Mataji has people try with both hands when she gives realization, was so that, because sometimes one hand is more sensitive and it has to do with this chakra in the throat. Because you know, if it's the same kundalini coming out of your head, you know it's coming out, even if you're not feeling it. So I would just say to anybody who's out there who doesn't feel anything in the palms of your hand, this is not the most important thing. It's great. It's a connection. It means I can feel my subtle system on my hands. Amazing. But what's important is what you feel, is this state of awareness that you feel inside. So the main thing is you want to feel peaceful. You want to feel that beautiful, peaceful feel, quiet inside, where your thoughts slow, and then stop, and then you have a break, and it's just awesome, right? So that's, be patient with yourselves. I would say, if you're really interested in knowing more about how to, about your own feeling on the hands, you can go into a breakout room. There are many people waiting, right, Linda, who can help with this? Okay.
Yes, there's folks waiting to greet you and work with you and help you understand exactly what you're feeling.
Can I just say one more thing? I'm glad I got your question, because when I saw your name on the screen, I just thought, Aurora, that is so beautiful. You have an amazing name. I'm jealous.
Thank you for your answering. I know you wanted us to share our experience, and so I thought I'd share it and also ask the question.
Thank you so much. Very beautiful. All right. Thanks. All right. Do we have any other questions? Well, Danya, you've asked questions on many other days, but looks like no one else has a question. So come on.
Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so very much. Another great day. So this can be a silly question, I'm not sure. But I was thinking that why this or our spirit is seeking for peace. I mean, what would happen then if we feel contentment, if we feel peace? What's the end? Why we are doing all these things?
All right, Kristine, you might want to clarify, but go ahead.
Am I able?
I hope I understand your question. It sounds like you're asking, why are we seeking peace?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think people do seek in different ways. And, peace is kind of a catch-all word for, this is sort of my opinion, is a catch-all word for just relief. Relief from whatever pressure we may be feeling from the outside, whatever pressure we may be putting on ourselves. So I think that, that's actually, there's a lot of different things that could qualify as peace from, if you say the peace from something. But people are also seeking there's many things that are related to peace. Contentment, you mentioned that. So contentment but it's not a static state. It's a state of growth. And the way Shri Mataji describes it is that if I can paraphrase this, that when water is, in turmoil, then nothing can grow there. But when the pond becomes calm, then a growth can take place. So if there's too much turmoil in our lives, like say, for example, if my life, if I'm just concerned about keeping a roof over my head and having enough food in my life, I'm not going to be able to go on to deeper questions. I may not be able to learn how to play an instrument or become creative in some other way. So, the contentment part, can be very much related to our material situation. And in terms of peace, I think everyone will describe that a little bit differently, because peace can happen, you can be very expressive and very creative and very dynamic in a peaceful state. So it's a fulfillment. I think it's a fulfillment. I don't know if that answers your question, but
This
This
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
that makes sense. Okay, good.
Thank
But
you.
But
Yeah, follow up.
mhm.
mhm,
I
I
mean,
mean,
my
my
sound
sound
is
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kristine.
yeah.
okay. Thank you.
Okay.
No.
No.
Again,
Again,
I'm
I'm
hearing my
hearing my
sound.
sounds.
Christine, you have
I'm on.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
I'm sorry for the inconvenience. This arises another question in my mind is kind of like I was asking a lot for many years about my purpose of life. Okay, why I am created on this earth. So if this is something that leads me towards my purpose of life, or then the today's session was about kind of like channels, the right channel, the left channel, and then the centralized channel. So are there some stages when we are able to understand why I am here on this earth, what I am doing on this earth? I mean, when our energies would be kind of like centralized, then we are able to understand, or it can happen anytime or with any of the channel, working with any of the channel.
Okay, Gurinder, would you like to take a shot at this one?
Yeah, certainly. I'm trying to understand the question, and what is the purpose of our life? Yeah, this is something that we all have in our mind, and in my experience, the answer to that comes as we grow, and the answer keeps evolving in the sense that if I look back in my life, I have had different understanding of the answer at different times of my life. So I would say, like, as we grow spiritually, we are able to understand what is the real purpose of our life. So it is the answer is for you to discover. The answer is for me to discover for myself through my spiritual evolution, and arrive at the answer. That's what I can say.
Okay.
But certainly, like what you also mentioned about the channels. So what we did today was we kind of introduced something new, which was helping us to balance our subtle system. And why we need to balance is so that we can be in the center. And when we are in the center, then our spiritual evolution takes place. So that was the purpose. That's the main reason why we need to balance ourselves. So I guess if you combine both these things, you would get the answer maybe you're looking for.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Tanya. Keep up. Keep searching. Hope you find your purpose. All right. You will. It'll become clearer the more you meditate. All right. Anupam, you have a different question today? Hi.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I
Yes.
have a different question. I want to know, please elaborate detail in collective consciousness.
Okay.
What
Yes.
does it mean, and its
Okay.
significance? And its significance.
All right. Collective consciousness.
Yes, some of
Okay.
my
Yes.
answers.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Wendy.
Can you turn it on? So that's really amazing that you're asking that question, because my answer to the previous question would have been to experience collective consciousness, to experience being one with the greater awareness. I can only speak for myself, but I believe that we all share a collective consciousness. We're not as separate as we would like to believe we are, but because we have an ego, we get separated. As ego and superego, we get separated and we start feeling like we are just only ourselves by ourselves. And so yoga is really about uniting with the greater whole. So when our Kundalini comes up and we get to this crown chakra here, the sastra, then we feel our connection to something whole and complete and beautiful, what we've been searching for and longing for our whole lives. We experience that, and we experience it deeply and fully. So I would say that yoga is what takes you to collective consciousness. And collective consciousness is, it's almost like when there was a big bang and all the matter in the universe separated into a bunch of bits. Going into collective consciousness is like coming back together and being whole again. And we've been aching for it. We've been searching for it. And we finally get there together, which is why during the meditation that we did at the end, because Gurinder did such a deep and absolutely everything I had imagined doing for meditation. I was like, well, we can pray together or desire together. One person's prayer is another person's desire. And we can desire for this coming together into a greater collective consciousness. So there you go. Did that answer your question?
Okay, got clear.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
And one more question can I ask?
Well, actually, there is another question in the chat, which maybe I could answer from someone who hasn't asked before. The question is, how do you block the outer interference while meditating? Kristine, I'll ask you to answer that. You'll have to unmute.
Keep thinking, I already did that. One of the ways is the method that we introduced, was it today or yesterday that we introduced the Bandhan? So the Bandhan can be really helpful for that. And that's really the purpose of this protection, this movement that we do. So we're describing could say an arc around our subtle system, and that provides a barrier to outside interference. Having said that, things will get through. If we have a little vulnerability, things will get through it. And I'm not sure exactly what kind of outside interference you're talking about, but one of the ways that we get, assailed is through our attention. So our attention gets pulled, our attention is constantly being vied for in this society. So it's kind of, one of our tasks and one of our responsibilities is to learn how to control our attention and not let it be drawn every which way. Now, the Kundalini is hugely helpful because when the Kundalini awakening happens, that brings our attention onto our central channel and onto our growth. But at the same time, the Kundalini responds to our attention. This is one of the purposes of the hand motions that we use, because that helps direct our attention. So the Kundalini actually, she kind of can't really, if your attention is, down on what should I eat for dinner later on, she may have a little trouble getting above that level. So then we have to, again, just keep on bringing our attention back. That's why again and again, we're always bringing our attention back here. And we do need to repeatedly bring our attention back to that point. So, it's a challenge and it's a task to train and guide our attention and not let it just be pulled every which way. So we can protect ourselves. We can definitely protect ourselves and make it easier. And the meditation improves our ability to do that. And we also have to learn how.
All right. Very much. Okay. All right. Well, we have come to the end of this Q&A session. And I see we do have a couple hands still raised. So if you can hold that thought till tomorrow, or there are still opportunities to go in the breakout room. If anyone still has any questions, there are people waiting to answer them there. But we are going to close this live Q&A session now. And I want to thank all of you for coming today. Thanks to all the presenters and Kristine for playing for us. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So have a great rest of the evening. And we're going to put some music on now if you'd like to stay and meditate a little longer. So please stay on a bit more if you like. Thanks again.